Hello again, Jamaica. Welcome to the Jamaica Patriotic Alliance. I am the Great Defender. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? Once more, we come in distress as we see the moral compass of our country totally destroyed and eliminated. There's no moral compass anymore. Everyone seems to be freelancing, just doing whatever comes to their mind. And the country is going down the drain, and we see the murders and fights that are taking place in our schools. We see recently the tragic loss of a student at one of our major high schools in Jamaica. And this kind of violence is something that they have learned from the adult community. And I say to Jamaica, we have to begin to work as a unit to save our country. The violence is spilling over into the schools. Probably the churches next. In fact, we have had acts in Jamaica where sacrifices, human sacrifices, were offered in churches. Now, if we're running a country and the country is not being monitored properly, and there are so many people unemployed, it means that there's not enough research going into what is needed to run a country effectively. You have the schools, children are taking weapons to schools. We have children fighting teachers. We have parents going to school to fight teachers on behalf of children. Now, the chaotic mindset of a lot of our people has got to come to an end. But one of the main influences of such a crime in schools is the dancehall lyrics, that Pop Molly thing, and these immoral lyrics that are spread in the spongy minds of our youngsters. And they absorb the nonsense and the garbage, while the politicians look the other way. But I say to Jamaica, it is you and your children and grandchildren that are dying. It is you that have become the victims of ineffective leadership. It is you, Jamaicans abroad, who are afraid to go back to Jamaica because of the crime that your leaders allow to fester, that some of them are even willing participants. They all have a bunch of marauding gunmen behind them. And so these men think that they have got the right to do anything in society. Where is the government, the programs that should prevent tragedies like the one that happened to this little girl? And I spoke before of going into the schools and capturing the minds of the children in schools, because that is where you're going to have to start there. And the programs must be in place that children with mental disabilities must be able to be detected. The teachers alone cannot man the schools properly. You need agencies with therapists and psychiatrists and doctors to go into these schools and to evaluate a lot of our children. and see where they are at mentally. A lot of them are stressed and depressed. And this is happening because the wider society, with the crime and violence, non-production, it has traumatized a lot of these children. Now, there's no authority that they trust that they can go to resolve their issues. Instead, they take it upon themselves and become vigilantes. And so, as the nation bleeds one more time, I ask, Jamaica, when will you begin to look for new leadership? When will you decide that it's time to rebuild our country and that we, the people, have got to come together, pick leaders from among ourselves, put them in high offices, and so people with vision how to rebuild a country and reshape a country must take the mantle and save Jamaica from plunging over the cliff. Crime has become more than bauxite in Jamaica. Crime is spiraling out of control. They have helicopters, they have drones, they have police, they have soldiers, they have boats, and they have money and weapons. And yet they say they can't do nothing about crime. They are not using the tools at their disposal to stop crime. But I'm not deviating from the incident that happened in the school, because this is a sample of what is happening across Jamaica, in the schools across Jamaica. This is common practice, where children are fighting and killing each other. Schools. The government cannot even run schools. These are buildings with children, and they can't put programs in place to keep your children safe when they go to school. So if they can't keep the school children of Jamaica safe, how can they keep the wider public safe? Ask yourself these questions. They cannot run a prison where they have the men in handcuffs. Those men in prison are freer than a lot of the people in the streets of Jamaica. They have parties there. They have phones, and many people on the street cannot afford a cell phone. But the prisoners are living better than many of the citizens who are free. So we have to now define Jamaica as an open-air prison. It's an open-air prison. And so therefore the people must be freed. The people must be free in their own country to do what they want to do and live their lives in dignity. The bullyism and intimidating tactics that are being used by many of Jamaicans, one against the other, has got to come to an end, and it has to start from the top. The men in parliament who go in there to quarrel with each other every day and get nothing done, you have to begin to set the example. There's one particular member of parliament, I won't call his name, he knows himself, who is the most arrogant man in the entire Caribbean. He is so arrogant that I think he should be exiled from Jamaica. I think the government should come together and say, we have to exile you because you're so arrogant, you're a bad example for our youngsters. But Jamaica, it is time to begin to look for new leadership. I will ask the simple question. Are you satisfied with the way Jamaica is running now? Are you satisfied? If you're satisfied, then you can keep what you have. If you're not satisfied, join the movement. Like, share, and subscribe. Spread the word so it can be heard. All the folks that are overseas that believe that Jamaica should be a safer place for them to come and enjoy, join up with us. Let's unite and form our own movement that we can get a seat at the table and assist in the running of our country, because our country is going over the cliff, and unfortunately not everybody will be able to bail out. It is going to be chaos and pandemonium in Jamaica if the people do not make a concerted effort, a united effort to save what is left of Jamaica and turn it around. Jamaica is a paradise. Jamaica is a lovely place. There are very, very nice and lovely people in Jamaica, but they are overshadowed by the handful of criminals that are running rampant across the island. And so therefore, I urge again to arm the nation so the nation can protect themselves. At this point in time, Jamaica should have a stronger military, a stronger and better police force. So I say, let's go into the schools. Instead of burying the students or waiting on them to kill each other, let's go in the school and institute the national draft, which will draft them and put them in national service and train them in the different disciplines so they can come out into society as well-filtered adults and nation builders. We need nation builders. All Jamaicans must get ready to be a part of nation building. You will be charged with building your nation. You will be given the responsibility of playing a vital role in rebuilding of your country. Patriotism is where it's at. Thank you. Love of country over self. Thank you.
We gonna chase those crazy. 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 Chase those cra We gonna chase those praise. Chase